Hi guys, Bernadette Schneider with the Schneider Group of eXp Realty here in Las Vegas. I have my amazing husband / real estate partner behind the camera, and he's going to ask me a few questions about escrow. It seems like a big word and it seems confusing, but it's really quite simple and nothing to be intimidated by. So I'm ready when he is.
I'm ready.
Let's do it.
Born ready. All right. What is escrow?
Okay, good question. I'm so glad you asked.
Glad I came up with it.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so the escrow company is a disinterested third party. You have so many different moving parts in a transaction when you buy or sell a home that the escrow company is like herding cats. They make sure that everybody gets together and gets done what they need to get done. So they're communicating with both agents, communicating with the lender, not usually buyer and seller, sometimes buyer and seller, but usually buyer and seller will get their info from their agents and the buyer from their lender. Okay, so it is the escrow company's responsibility to make sure that when it's time to close, that the sellers, if they have a loan, that the loan is paid off. Any liens on the title will be cleared before the buyer takes possession. Obviously, that's important. They're also going to facilitate the signings. So buyer and seller, not like back east where I believe everybody sits at one table and they do the signing together. Here, you're going to have a seller signing, possibly with the seller's agent in there as well, and you're going to have a buyer signing. More often than not, the buyer's agent will attend the signing because there's a lot of questions. You have your loan docs, you have your escrow instructions, you have your settlement statement, which is going to tell you all the figures, all your closing costs. It's going to tell you your final number of as far as funds that you have to come in with to close. So it's very important, in my opinion, that your agent come with you as a buyer. So that way, if anything should arise that you're uncomfortable with, we can help you, So if anything does come up that, that's not supposed to be that it's not the way it's supposed to be, we're going to be there to make sure that it gets corrected.
Who's we?
We being the buyer's agents.
Okay.
Yes.
Well, I think you answered like two of my first two questions.
Oh,
so
you're welcome.
I'm going to throw this one because who gets to pick escrow?
Okay, so my buyer should get to pick escrow, okay? If they don't know an escrow company, of course, they're going to come to me, their agent. You're going to come to me, and I'm going to suggest a title company, the escrow company that I've had, good experiences with and a good rapport with to ensure that communication flows smoothly. However, my poor buyers these days are not getting to choose who they get to use. A lot of times our seller's agents are requesting that we use their title company, therefore my buyer doesn't get a choice. Now, if I'm being honest, it doesn't really affect things, other than, like I said, most agents want to use a title company that they have a rapport with, an escrow officer that they have a rapport with. Your calls are going to get answered first, your emails are going to get answered first, but the transaction's going to close just the same. It doesn't really affect anything. So, dear buyers, fret not.
Do you think that your history in escrow and title make it easier for you to communicate with basically any escrow and or title?
I do. I think escrow and title are very, very underappreciated. I started at Old Republic Title when I was 21 years old. What was that, like 5 years ago? I think it was 5 years ago. So anyways, yeah, they do a lot of work, and it is a very thankless job. Oh, yes. And I think it makes a big difference on how you approach them and how you speak to them, and you know what questions to ask, and you know what questions not to bother them with. You know what I mean? I'm not going to start asking, do you have loan docs 5 or 6, 7 days before closing? Because that's not going to happen. 9 out of 10 times, title or escrow is going to get loan docs a day or two before closing. So it's just, you're not bugging them. They know that if you're reaching out, it's a genuine question. It's something that you need to know.
Okay. All right. I'm going to skip a couple of questions.
Okay.
I think people know what they are, like what is earnest money.
Okay.
I think anybody knows what that means, or just about everybody. Here's a question. How does earnest money get sent in? Do you write a check, or it's cash? How do you?
Well, back in the day, you would always bring in a check. always. And you would get your receipt right there on the spot, and it would take however many days it would to clear, obviously not knowing that they're good funds. Or you could have done a cashier's check or a money order, whatever the case may be. But 9 out of 10 times now, you're doing a wire. And with this wire buyers, you have to be very careful because there is wire fraud out there. We know that we get phished and we get hacked and we get crap all day long in our emails, and it could be suspicious and it can be dangerous, right? So Title's going to send you very, very specific instructions as far as how to wire your earnest money. And the same thing is going to go for your closing funds when it's time to close and record, okay? So keep that in mind. They're going to send you wiring instructions. 99% of the time, it's going to tell you to call them and confirm that those are in fact their wiring instructions to make sure that nobody's intercepted that email and change it to their bank account. So just make sure you definitely follow the rules, follow the instructions to the T when wiring funds to anybody, ever.
Not just escrow.
Not just escrow.
Okay.
Be careful.
All right. So who pays for escrow?
Escrow is a split. Buyer and seller pay 50-50.
Really?
On the escrow fee, yes.
Okay.
You have other fees, of course. You're going to have, every title company is different, but the same. So you're going to have title insurance, which we'll go over in another video what title insurance is. But title insurance has 2 different policies. Buyer pays one and seller pays one.
Okay.
So 99% of the stuff is going to be a split. But title policies,
They get paid for by individual, whatever type of policy.
Correct.
Okay. All right. Well, like you said, we'll go over that on another video.
Yes.
That'll get you guys back here next week.
What is title insurance?
Yeah,
Inquiring
exactly.
minds want to know.
Yeah. Don't they though? Anyway, signing and closing funds. What's that all about?
Okay.
When do we sign?
Okay. So for example, you open your deal August 1st. You go into escrow August 1st, right? Because your offer's been accepted, like the most exciting thing in the world, right? Okay. So escrow is doing everything that they have to do for the first 3 weeks or so, as are the agents, as is the lender, to make sure that we're moving forward, inspections, appraisals, the stuff like that is getting done. So what's going to happen is probably, like I said, 2 to 3 days prior to closing, the lender is going to email title the loan docs, the loan documents for your financing. They're then going to either reach out to your agent, depending on the relationship, or they're going to reach out to you directly to schedule a signing. So you may sign with the escrow officer, you may sign with a notary. It makes no difference. Either way, they're going to go over the documents with you. Again, and your agent should be there. I'm just saying, I stress this. Pick an agent who will go to your signing with you. So, okay, so what's going to happen, you're going to sign all your loan docs, okay? You're going to go to the bank. If you haven't already done it, you're going to go to the bank. You're going to wire your closing costs to title, okay? The docs are going to go back to the lender, to your lender. The lender's going to review them, make sure everything's in order. If everything's good, lender is going to wire their funds to escrow. So once escrow receives both funds and the okay from both agents that we're ready to close, they're going to send electronically all the documents down to the Clark County Recorder's Office.
Okay.
They're in turn going to record them. I mean, it could take hours for them to give you confirmation. But it is what it is. So it could take hours for them to give you confirmation. But once we get confirmation, that's when we as agents get to give the good news that you're a homeowner. Very exciting. And then we will set up a time to meet you at the property and give you the keys and do too many photos and videos and
Put them
just
all on Facebook.
everything's not just Facebook. We're everywhere. We're like, what is it, MasterCard? We're everywhere.
Everywhere. Even in Telluride.
Yes.
Isn't that easy?
I don't know. Do we have anything else, sir?
I don't think we have many more questions, but is there anything that that you want to tell anybody that we didn't talk about? I think we got everything.
I think we got everything. I have so much to talk about. I mean, it's not even funny, and it has nothing to do with escrow. It has to do with real estate and clients and relationships.
We'll take that on another visit.
Fine.
All right. We might have to push title out more than just 1 week or two. We might push that to another month.
Why? Because it's boring?
Somewhat. Very boring. And we'll talk about real estate.
Okay.
How about that?
Okay. Oh, hey, buyers, guess what? If you use an EXP agent, like us, we have a concierge company who does your utilities for you. Come on. Who likes turning on utilities?
I mean, we used to, when we were at the other company, we used to have to send out a letter
Right.
to them, but now it's
Right.
just,
Yeah.
they do it all. They call you and say, hey, listen, we're gonna get ready to turn on all your stuff.
It's amazing.
Isn't it though?
EXP, baby.
Okay. Shameless plug.
Not shameless,
It's
proud.
The Schneider Group.
The Schneider Group. Okay, EXP is amazing, but the Schneider Group is
All right, you wanna swear a little bit more?
no. You're gonna bleep me out, right?
I'm gonna try.
You're gonna just put like a little
little pixelation.
numbers, symbols.
Sorry guys, she's going back to Reno or Carson City or something. I don't know what the heck.
Hey, listen, okay.
It went off the
I grew
rails.
up in a trailer park in Carson City,
All right,
and look at where I'm at.
All right.
Don't judge.
Started at the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, bye bye.
All right, bye now.